Hi everyone, so this is the second video in our pre-departure series. This video focuses on finances and communication. I want to talk a little bit about finances, and before I go too much into that stuff, I just want to give a quick reminder about what your program fee includes and covers for the program. It does include breakfast daily, all program activities that are on the itinerary, including lunch, but we have left the evenings relatively free and dinners are on your own. We do that because we want you to be able to take the opportunity to explore Madrid a little bit, break off into smaller groups, get to do things that you may have had on your list of things to do, but everything that is on the program itinerary is included. In terms of accessing money while you're abroad, I generally recommend depending on ATMs, but it certainly doesn't hurt to have a little bit of US cash with you. You can exchange money at the airport in DC or wherever you're flying from, or in Madrid, but typically the fees for exchanging money in an airport kiosk tend to be pretty high, and usually you do get the best rates by withdrawing from your ATM account. If you are changing over a large amount of money, or if you're traveling with other students and you want to pool your money together, exchange it, and then split it back up, very often that can save you quite a bit in the exchange rates. But the general point is just that you think ahead of time about how you're going to access euros when you're in Spain. You can also order money from your bank ahead of time and then change it at your bank before you even leave. You should make sure that you're notifying your bank and credit card companies that you're going to be traveling abroad so that they don't think any activity is fraudulent. You can usually do this online, or you can call the 1-800 number on the back of your cards, but I have had, in my own experience, my cards have gotten shut down pretty quickly if I've forgotten to notify them that I'm traveling. If you have an ATM PIN code that you have not used outside of the United States before, it certainly doesn't hurt to check with your bank to just verify that you will be able to use that same PIN code outside of the US. You should be aware of what the ATM withdrawal fees are that your bank charges. Some banks charge a really high fee for international withdrawals, so you just want to know what you're getting yourself into before you travel. And you should also be aware of what the credit card foreign transaction fees are. I do recommend using Oanda's currency converter. They have a fantastic app that you can actually use offline. I rely on it heavily when I travel. It's a great resource. A quick note on tipping in Spain. In restaurants, it is the norm to tip, but it's not nearly the same amount that you would tip in the United States. But if you think service is not satisfactory, there's no need or reason to leave a tip. Taxis, you generally will not tip taxi drivers either, but again, it depends on whether or not they've done something really nice for you, like lifting your luggage out of the trunk and bringing it up to the entry of the hotel or something, but generally that's not expected. In terms of phones and communication with home, you should just know what the costs are going to be before turning on your cell phone in Spain and using it. Many providers in the U.S. do have an automatic international plan. It's just a flat daily rate that will allow you to use your U.S. plan while you're abroad, but regardless, you should be aware of what that is. You can, if you have an unlocked phone, purchase a local SIM card very easily. Or if you have a phone that can be unlocked, you can get that taken care of. But again, you're only going to be away for a couple of days. It may not be necessary. I always recommend, especially for short trips, utilizing Skype, WhatsApp, Viber, and Facebook Messenger. Just make sure that you've downloaded all of those things and have tried them out before you leave the country. A quick note on WhatsApp. We will put together a WhatsApp group for this program. We'll put together one group for the Immersion and then a separate group for the folks on the extension, so that if there is any sort of an emergency, and I'll talk a little bit about emergencies in a later presentation, but so that if there is some sort of an emergency, we have the ability to get in touch with you. So we do ask that you all download WhatsApp and have that on your phone. Even if you're not going to use an international calling plan, you'll have access to it on Wi-Fi. Regardless of what you decide to do with your phones, you're not flying to the other side of the world to fiddle around on your phones when you're in a business meeting, so we do ask that your phones are silenced and out of sight for all of the visits that you have on the itinerary. And then just a quick use on internet. A quick note on internet use in Spain. I assume you're all pretty familiar with AU's VPN, but in case you're not for whatever reason, I do encourage using AU's VPN when you're traveling abroad. The link for it is here, or you can just go on the AU website and search VPN. It's a good resource. It will bounce your internet signal back through AU in the US, so I do recommend using that. It helps to minimize possibility for viruses and stuff. And that's it on finances and communication with home. Thanks. Bye.